Welcome to 1337. Welcome to the future.
Welcome to 1337, the future of podcasts on the human element. I'm Max, your guide to understanding human behavior.
And I'm Sophia, here to explore the depths of the human psyche with you.
Today, we're diving deep into some fascinating articles and research you've shared with us. Get this. They challenge almost everything we thought we knew about the history of human civilization, especially here in the Americas.
It's like opening a time capsule and finding out the label was completely wrong.
Exactly. For years, the Clovis first theory ruled. Everyone thought humans only arrived in the Americas about 13,000 years ago, probably by strolling across that Bering Land Bridge.
Right. It was considered the textbook explanation for how people got here. But now, with these new findings, the textbook needs a serious rewrite. We're talking evidence that pushes human presence in the Americas back to 130,000 years ago.
Wow, that's like saying the first Americans were hanging out with woolly mammoths. What's the story with this game-changing evidence?
Well, one of the most hotly debated discoveries is the Cerruti mastodon site in California. Researchers found mastodon bones with clear signs of butchering alongside stone tools that could be as old as 130,000 years. If this dating holds up, it blows the Clovis first theory right out of the water.
Now that's what I call a plot twist. But you said hotly debated. Why are some folks pushing back so hard against this?
It's understandable, really. Imagine devoting your entire career to a certain understanding of history. Suddenly, new evidence comes along that throws everything you thought you knew into question. It's bound to create some resistance.
Kind of like how I clung to the idea that bell-bottoms would make a comeback. Turns out, some things are better left in the past.
Exactly. But with scientific progress, it's all about examining new evidence and adapting our understanding. This is where things get even more interesting. If the Bering Land Bridge theory isn't the whole story, how did people get here so long ago?
Okay, I'm all ears. Spill the beans.
Well, there's this compelling theory that early humans might have been expert sailors navigating the vast Pacific Ocean tens of thousands of years ago.
Well, you're saying people were sailing across the Pacific back when mammoths were roaming around. That sounds almost impossible.
It does sound audacious, but hear me out. There's this fascinating genetic link between indigenous populations in Melanesia and Australia and some tribes deep in the Amazon rainforest. This connection isn't found in North America, suggesting a direct Pacific route to South America, possibly even before North America was settled.
So instead of a leisurely stroll across a land bridge, we're talking epic sea voyages. That's mind-blowing. It completely flips the script on how we view early migration to the Americas.
Right. And speaking of flipping the script, let's talk about the Amazon rainforest. You sent me some articles about that too, right? For years, it was thought to be sparsely populated before Europeans arrived, but new findings are turning that idea on its head.
Yeah, those articles were packed with intriguing stuff. What's catching the attention of researchers down in the Amazon?
Think Stonehenge, but in the heart of the jungle. Researchers are finding evidence of large, organized settlements and sophisticated earthworks. Not just small villages, but signs of complex societies thriving long before Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Wait, are we talking lost cities swallowed by the jungle? I'm picturing Indiana Jones swinging through vines.
Maybe not lost cities in the traditional sense, but something equally impressive. There are these massive geometric earthworks called geoglyphs, some dating back 2,000 to 3,000 years. And get this, there's evidence beneath them suggesting human activity in those spots, going back at least 10,000 years.
10,000 years. That's like saying those geoglyphs we see today are just the latest chapter in a long, epic story.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what else is hiding under that thick canopy, waiting to be discovered.
Absolutely. And it begs the question, was the Amazon rainforest a cradle of civilization long before Europeans arrived? All signs point to yes.
So we might have to rethink our entire understanding of the Amazon. Not just a pristine wilderness, but potentially the site of a thriving ancient civilization. It's like the history we thought we knew is being rewritten right before our eyes. What's next on this journey through the past?
Well, speaking of rewriting history, one of the most iconic structures on the planet is whispering secrets that might challenge our understanding of the past. The Great Pyramid of Giza.
Ah, the Great Pyramid. It's been a source of fascination and mystery for centuries. What new insights are emerging about this ancient wonder?
What gets me is how perfectly it's aligned with true north, south, east, and west, astronomically speaking. This isn't just luck. It points to some seriously advanced astronomical knowledge for its supposed time.
Right, you don't just stumble upon that kind of alignment by accident. There's definitely some intentionality there. What else has got the researchers buzzing?
There's this fascinating theory called the Orion correlation theory. It suggests that the three Giza pyramids are laid out to mirror the stars of Orion's belt. And here's the kicker. This alignment was perfect in 10,500 BC, way earlier than the conventional date for the pyramid's construction.
Wait, are you saying the pyramid builders might have been aware of a cosmic event that happened thousands of years before their time? That's some serious foresight.
It is a possibility, isn't it? It suggests they not only knew their astronomy, but understood the Earth's precession. That's the slow wobble on its axis that changes how we see the stars over long periods of time.
Talk about cosmic awareness. I'm starting to think we've seriously underestimated the knowledge and capabilities of these ancient cultures. It's like they were tapped into something much bigger than we can imagine.
And it gets even deeper. The mathematical relationships between the pyramid's dimensions and the Earth's measurements suggest a profound connection between the monument, our planet, and the cosmos. It's like they encoded a deeper understanding of the universe right into the structure itself.
Now that's what I call thinking big. It really makes you wonder if the builders of the Great Pyramid inherited this knowledge from an even older civilization, one that's lost to the mists of time. It's like we've been handed a whole new set of puzzle pieces, and they're revealing a picture of the past that's far more intricate and mysterious than we ever imagined.
Exactly. It's a humbling reminder that we're still piecing together the story of humanity. And, while we're on the topic of mind-blowing discoveries, I can't help but think back to our conversation about ayahuasca and those intriguing connections to ancient cave art.
You're right, that was a real head-scratcher. It seems like there's a growing interest in the role of psychedelics, not just in ancient cultures, but in modern society as well.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating is that the scientific community is finally starting to take a serious look at the potential therapeutic and spiritual benefits of these substances. It's like science is finally catching up with ancient wisdom.
It's about time.
Right.
So what's the latest in psychedelic research? What are scientists uncovering about these mysterious substances?
Well, researchers are using brain imaging techniques, like fMRI, to actually observe the effects of psychedelics on the brain in real time.
Wow, so we can actually see what's happening inside the brain when someone's tripping.
Pretty much. And what they're finding is that these substances can create new neural pathways and even temporarily reduce activity in the default mode network, which is the part of the brain associated with our sense of self.
Hold on, are you saying that psychedelics can actually quiet down the ego? That inner voice that's always chattering away?
That's one theory, and it's gaining traction. Some researchers believe that this quieting of the ego allows us to experience a more interconnected and expansive state of being, similar to what people describe during deep meditation or mystical experiences.
So could these altered states of consciousness be the key to understanding how ancient cultures developed their spiritual beliefs and their understanding of the cosmos? It's like they were tapping into a hidden dimension of reality that we're only beginning to glimpse with modern science.
That's a question that's driving a lot of research right now. It really makes you wonder. Is consciousness something that emerges solely from the brain? Or is the brain more like a receiver, an antenna tuning into a larger field of awareness?
Whoa, that's a mind-bending thought. It's like our brains are radios and psychedelics are tuning us into a different frequency of reality.
I love that analogy. And it brings us back to the idea of shifting paradigms. As we uncover new evidence and explore new perspectives, we may find that our current understanding of the universe and our place within it needs a radical revision.
I'm starting to see that this is about so much more than just unearthing the past. It's about questioning our assumptions, embracing new possibilities, and ultimately expanding our understanding of what it means to be human.
You hit the nail on the head, and this openness to new ideas is especially important as we navigate the complex challenges facing humanity today. With rapid technological advancements, climate change, and political instability, we need to be able to think outside the box and draw inspiration from the wisdom of those who came before us.
I couldn't agree more. It seems like the further we progress, the more we need to look back and learn from the past.
Exactly. And when we consider the achievements of these ancient civilizations, their mastery of astronomy, mathematics, engineering, and their profound understanding of consciousness, it really makes you appreciate our potential as a species.
It's like we've forgotten how much we're capable of.
Perhaps these ancient mysteries, as we unravel them, can serve as a powerful reminder of our own innate wisdom and our interconnectedness with the universe.
That's a beautiful way to put it. So as we continue to delve into these ancient mysteries and challenge the narratives we've been taught, what are some of the key takeaways you hope listeners will glean from this deep dive?
Well, first and foremost, I hope they'll come away with a renewed sense of wonder and curiosity about the past and a willingness to question what they thought they knew. I also hope they'll appreciate the incredible ingenuity and wisdom of ancient cultures and recognize that we have much to learn from them even in the 21st century.
You've mentioned several times the importance of shifting paradigms and questioning established narratives. Are you suggesting that everything we've been taught about the past is wrong?
Not necessarily, but I think it's essential to approach history with a healthy dose of skepticism and be open to the possibility that there's more to the story than we currently understand. As new evidence comes to light, we need to be willing to re-examine our beliefs and adjust our understanding accordingly.
It's not about throwing everything we know out the window, but rather about constantly refining and expanding our knowledge.
Exactly. That's what makes studying history so captivating. It's a dynamic process of discovery and reinterpretation, and we're living in a time of unprecedented discovery.
You're right. With new technologies like LiDAR, which allows us to see through dense vegetation, and DNA analysis, which can reveal unexpected connections between ancient populations, we're uncovering new evidence at an incredible pace.
These advancements are giving us a much clearer picture of the past, and they're raising new questions that we never even thought to ask before.
The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. It's like the deeper we dive into the mysteries of the past, the more expansive the ocean of knowledge becomes.
That's the beauty of intellectual curiosity. It's the willingness to embrace the unknown and keep seeking answers, even if those answers lead us down unexpected paths.
So as we wrap up this exploration of ancient mysteries, what are some of the biggest questions that still linger? What are the mysteries that keep you up at night?
Honestly, I'm still fascinated by the question of whether a lost civilization existed in the distant past, one that possessed knowledge and technology that we're only now beginning to rediscover.
Like a global civilization that predates the cultures we traditionally consider the first civilizations.
Exactly. And if such a civilization did exist, what happened to it? Was it destroyed by a cataclysm, or did its knowledge somehow get passed down through the ages, influencing later cultures?
Those are some big questions.
Yeah.
And I imagine the answers, if we ever find them, will have a profound impact on how we see ourselves and our place in the universe.
I believe they will. The search for those answers is what drives us to explore, to question, and to keep pushing the boundaries of what we think we know.
It's the mystery that keeps us engaged, those unanswered questions that spark our curiosity and drive us to learn more.
And sometimes it's the questions themselves that are more important than the answers.
You know, you're right. It's the journey of exploration that truly matters. The constant pursuit of knowledge and understanding, that's what makes life so fascinating.
And that journey, that relentless pursuit of understanding, is at the very heart of what it means to be human.
It's like we've tumbled down a rabbit hole of ancient wonders and mind-boggling possibilities. This deep dive has certainly left me with more questions than answers. But I guess that's part of the thrill, right?
Absolutely. It's those lingering questions that fuel our curiosity and inspire us to keep digging deeper. And speaking of digging deeper, it's important to remember that while exploring alternative theories and challenging established narratives is exciting, we need to approach these topics with a critical eye and a discerning mind.
That's a great point. Not every ancient claim or whisper of a lost civilization is necessarily true.
Right. We can't just blindly accept anything labeled as ancient wisdom or hidden truth. It's crucial to avoid confirmation bias, that tendency to favor information that supports our existing beliefs. We need to weigh the evidence carefully, consider different perspectives, and stay open to changing our minds when new information emerges.
So how can we be more discerning when sifting through information, especially with these topics that often blur the lines between science, speculation, and sometimes even pseudoscience?
A great question. One crucial step is to check the source. Is the information coming from a reputable academic institution, a peer-reviewed journal, or a recognized expert in the field? Or is it from a source that might have an agenda or a belief system they're trying to promote?
It's like checking the credentials of a witness before taking their testimony as fact. Do your homework.
Exactly. And it's just as important to be aware of those sneaky cognitive biases that can trip us up. For instance, the appeal to antiquity fallacy can make us think that something is true just because it's old or traditional. Remember, age doesn't automatically equal accuracy.
So that's why my dad still thinks vinyl records are the best way to listen to music. Vintage doesn't always mean superior.
Exactly. Another critical thinking skill is being able to tell the difference between correlation and causation. Just because two things happen at the same time or in the same place doesn't mean one caused the other.
Right. Just because I wear my lucky socks when my favorite team wins doesn't mean the socks are responsible for the victory. Though I'm not taking them off just in case.
That's a perfect example. We need solid evidence of a causal link, not just coincidence. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly, we should stay humble and open to the possibility that we might be wrong. None of us has all the answers, and new evidence can always change our understanding.
That's a good reminder for all of us, really. It's okay to admit when we don't know something, and even better to embrace new information that challenges our beliefs.
It's that willingness to embrace uncertainty and keep learning that truly drives intellectual growth.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into ancient mysteries and shifting paradigms, what's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. The story of humanity is still being written. Every new discovery deepens our understanding of the past, but it also opens up new avenues of exploration and reveals mysteries we never knew existed.
It's like we're peeling back the layers of time, uncovering a past that's far more complex and fascinating than we ever imagined.
Exactly. And as we continue this incredible journey of discovery, let's remember that the past isn't just a collection of dates and dry facts. It's a vibrant, living story that shapes who we are today and influences the choices we make for the future.
Beautifully put. This deep dive has given us all a lot to ponder. What stood out to you most in all this exploration?
For me, it's the growing realization that the Americas have played a much more crucial and significant role in the story of human civilization than we've typically been taught.
I totally agree. And it's so exciting to think about all the discoveries yet to be made, especially in places like the Amazon rainforest, which seems like a treasure chest overflowing with ancient secrets.
It's a reminder that there's still so much we don't know about our past, and that's what makes this field of study so captivating.
Well, folks, that concludes our deep dive for today. We've journeyed through time, explored ancient enigmas, and shaken up conventional thinking. Remember, the exploration doesn't end here. Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep those minds open to new possibilities.
And if you want to keep exploring fascinating topics like this one, be sure to visit 1337podcast.com for more deep dives.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible adventure. See you next time for another exciting deep dive. Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.